Why do Muslims do what they do, my brothers? Because now there's an attack on Islam, and the attack is not to make you leave Islam. It's more cunning. The attack is to make you to doubt, not Allah. We've established God exists, but to make you doubt the laws of Allah. Allah says in the Quran, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ. Allah says in the Quran, say that if you really love Allah, then what? فَاتَّبِعُونِ, then follow Rasulullah sallallahu, follow him. Yani to the T. Everything he did, you follow him sallallahu alayhi wasallam. This is how you show Allah love. This is how you show Allah love. We need to understand, my brothers, that our deen, our halals and our harams and our rights and our wrongs are there because Allah put them there. And that's where the conversation stops, right there. Today Muslims are falling all over themselves, coming up with all these weird theories as to why we do what we do and why we don't do the things that we don't do, trying to appeal to the masses. That's not your job. That's not my job. Why is this halal? Because who made it? Because Allah said it's halal. Because Allah said it's haram. Full stop. Because if you try any other method, you confuse yourself and you confuse others. Why is pig haram? Wallahi, actually just today I had a non-Muslim in the car and he asked me this question. Pig, why is it haram? And I've heard the funniest thing from Muslims. It's haram because there's this worm in it, and no matter how much you cook it and how much you boil it, this worm, it's like a bacteria and you can never get rid of it. And Allah and this scientist and that. And wallahi, I'm just amazed with the things that Muslims say. My brothers and sisters, why is pig haram? Really, if you understood the very beginning of my talk, it's haram because who said so? Do I need to know why? And you can, that's fine, it's no problem. But me, do I need to know why? Khalas, it's haram, Allah said it's haram. Habibi, He knows what I don't know. He knows what I don't know. So when Allah Azza wa Jal tells me to stay away from this, is that because Allah doesn't want me to have fun? Is that because Allah doesn't want me to enjoy myself? So when Allah tells me stay away from this, is that for my betterment or not? Is that for my success or not? So why am I staying away from it? Because it has a bacteria in it? Because it's pink and its tail is like that? Some brothers think it's because of the tail. Is that why we don't eat pig? You know what the problem is with these arguments? You know what the problem with these arguments is? Because unfortunately now science, this fitna that we call science, wallahi, it's a big fitna, man. Big fitna. Science and scientists are slowly replacing Allah and His Prophet. They're slowly replacing Allah and His Prophet in the eyes of many Muslims. The problem with these arguments is this. Is if I tell someone that look, pig is haram, it's prohibited because it has a bacteria, no matter how much you cook it and boil it and you can never get rid of it. Can I eat it if there's no bacteria in it? Habibi, if you take it to the lab or you take it to Jahannam, it's haram because Allah said it's haram. And that's where it ends. I have submitted completely to God, the Lord Almighty. He told me stay away from it, so I stay away from it. It's good, there's benefits, it tastes amazing, it's worms, dude, bacteria, doesn't matter to me. My Lord has told me stay away, I stay away. Why don't we eat it? Because Allah said so, and that's it. That's really where the conversation ends. Today, this guy that I had in the car with me, he said to me, you know, like, how come you guys don't eat bacon, eh? I said to him, because my Lord has told me to stay away from it, so I stay away from it. He said, is that all? I said, yeah, that's all. I said, it's not cursed, it's not like some evil animal. It's an animal like all the other animals. It's a creation of Allah. In that sense, we love and in that sense that it's a creation of Allah, He worships Allah, and it has its role in the it has its role. But Allah has told us to stay away from it. Wallahi, he said, is that all? I said, yeah, that's all. He said, man, some guy once told me that he did a sexual act in front of God, so God cursed it and did. Some Muslim, wallahi, some Muslim. Why do women cover up? Why? Because Allah said so. Why do you fast the month of Ramadan? No, because some scientists said that if you fast, it does this amazing thing to your body. And I'm sure there's a lot of amazing benefits through fasting. There's no deny, I'm sure there is. But we do what we do because Allah said so. Full stop. Don't fall all over yourself trying to convince and come up with this amazing theory. You and I as Muslims, we do what we do because Allah said so, and we don't do what we don't do because Allah Azza wa Jal said so. He knows what I don't know. And my job as a Muslim, someone that has submitted completely to Allah, is to follow and to obey. And if I follow and I obey, whether people like it or not, you will find happiness and success in this world and in the hereafter. And you know what I find amazing, my brothers? You know what I find amazing? Is sometimes when you say this to people, nah brother, not me, I have to know. When you accepted Allah in the beginning, you accepted Him to be the all-knowing, true or not, the all-seeing, the all-wise, the all-powerful. So when this Allah sends me something, He says to me, don't do it, I don't need to investigate after. You can, that's fine. There's no problem in you finding out the wisdom behind things. That's fine. But to question Allah, and again, this is what I find interesting. This same brother, every single one of us, we submit to anything and everything else except when it comes to the things I should be submitting to with my eyes closed. I'll give you an example. Wallahi, most of us, so that I don't fall in trouble, most of us here now, yeah, when you go to the doctor, does anyone question the doctor? Do you? You don't? Generally speaking, when you and I go to the doctor, you know and I know, hey, where he's from, where he's been, what he... You have no idea. Wallahi, you got no clue. You go to the doctor, and I don't know, I walked in, the guy's wearing a suit and a tie, he's sitting behind the table, and there was a certificate on the wall, bro. What else do you want from me? What else do you want, brother? I walked in, he was in a suit and a tie, he was sitting on a nice desk, he had a nice pen, and there's a certificate. Where the certificate is from, who signed it, does that university actually exist? You got no idea, nor did you check it, nor did you do your background checks. How come you don't apply your logic here? Why do we pick and choose? Then you walk into the pharmacy, wallah, and the only guy that's better than the doctor for me is the pharmacist. Because you know and I know, the only thing that convinces you he's a pharmacist is what? Is the white shirt. If the guy serving you isn't wearing one, tell him, brother, please, can you call the guy in the back? Then he comes, he looks at that piece of paper that you've been looking at for half an hour, you got no idea what's going on. He looks at it for barely a moment. Oh yeah, he goes, he gives you a drug, a drug. And he tells you, yeah, make sure you take this 3 times a day after a meal, and you take it, and you got no idea. None of us ever looked at the back of the packet and said, yeah, but why does it have 0.2 grams of oxamalactose? I don't know what that is. I don't know idea. You don't question. And you take it 3 times a day after your meals. Why? Because the doctor said so. The doctor knows what I don't know. And then if I want to get better, then you need to follow the doctor's orders. Throughout the whole process, you didn't ask a single question. You didn't raise a single eyebrow. From one guy to another, you're putting a foreign object, a drug, down your throat, followed by water, with yaqeen and conviction that this is good for me. But every Tom, Dick and Harry wants to question Allah as to why He did and why He didn't. You want to make up your own rules, fine. But don't call it Islam. Don't twist and play with the deen of Allah to make it, fit your whims and your desires. It's not how it works. That's not Islam. That's your own version of events. Islam is what Allah and His Prophet wants. The deen of Allah is not a game, my brothers. The deen of Allah is not a conversation with Allah. It's not like the World Cup where we sit down and we speak about this player and that player and this team and that team. The deen of Allah is complete, it's perfected. My job and your job is to submit fully. Wallahi, and please take these words very carefully, because I know it's going to open a lot of doors of fitna for some people. I would just rather someone say to me, look, the deen of Allah is perfect, but I'm just weak, I can't do this act of worship. I'm not giving you excuses, But I would rather you say, look, the deen of Allah is perfect, but I just can't do this currently right now, but inshallah I'm working on it, than to twist and play with the deen of Allah so that it suits your whims and your desires. This deen is based on submission, obedience, my brothers. That when Allah says jump, we say what? How high? And don't let this door of logic, no, but brother, you know what, I'm thinking about it logically. Habibi, wallahi, you can use logic to establish Allah. If there's a non-Muslim, we say to the non-Muslim that he can use his logic to establish the existence of God. But once you've done this, once you've established the existence of God, and you've established that Allah Azza wa Jal exists, and that He has a book and He has a prophet, we now tell you to put your logic where? Habibi, put it aside. I'm not disrespecting it, but in Islam, it's no longer logic, it's submission. And Ali bin Abi Talib says an amazing thing. He says, if Islam was based on logic, then one would wipe under his sock and not where? Not on top of it. Ibrahim alayhi salam in the Quran, he says to Allah what? Ya Allah, show me how you give life to the dead. So what was the next question from Allah? The very first thing after the question, what was the first thing Allah said to Ibrahim? Who knows? The first thing Allah says to Ibrahim, Ibrahim, don't you believe? Are you questioning? Are you doubting? What did Ibrahim say? He says, no, Ya Allah, I believe fully. I don't doubt you at all. ولكن, but to strengthen my iman. I'm not doubting you, Ya Allah. I know you can do it. But I want you to show me to strengthen my faith in you. So there's no problem in questioning to understand the wisdom behind something, to strengthen your faith, but don't ever question Allah and His Prophet. If it's authentic, you know that it's pure, it's only good for me, Allah will never harm me, no matter how difficult it is for me.